Matty, you've got a bit of experience underground. So the
I've been a couple of times. Yeah.
St Barbara had flagged that 3 key stopes blasted sub-optimally, leading to the whole production timeline being pushed back a bit. What does this actually mean in practice? And is this likely a one-off event, or is it sort of indicative of the management or perhaps the asset itself?
Well, there is a bit of fluffy language in here, so I'll put the underground mining tinge on it. So like suboptimal blasting of 3 key stopes, affecting the recovery of these stopes, and significant rework for the mining of these stopes, which slowed down the whole sequence. So let's go through it step by step. So suboptimal blasting means it didn't bloody work, essentially. So let's use a bit of paper here. Let's say this paper is a stope. Like, think of a 3D picture. Yeah, optimal blasting is blow the living shit out of it. Bang, you've got a hole in the ground. The whole thing's gone. You bog it out, you take it to the surface, you put it through the mill. Suboptimal blasting, just get my second stope. Suboptimal blasting means the whole thing hasn't been blasted. And what we refer to in the business is bridging. So that is when you get this and you go, you bog that bit out, but that bit's still there. So that is full of gold. So when there's a bridge, that's left at the top. And the rework required to get that is drilling extra holes into it, coming back, they call it slashing. You're trying to blast that bit out. Absolute pain in the ass. It takes a lot of time. And while you're doing that, because of the retreating sequence at Gwalia, so they'll be retreating back towards the extremities of the ore body, while you're buggering around with that, that slows down the mining, the paste filling of that stope, which then pushes each subsequent stope out into the schedule. And they did refer to it that how that schedule was affected. So you could, for instance, have a high-grade stope coming up, but you can't take it now because you lose access to the ones in the front. So because they're buggering around with these stopes that they bridged, that's then pushed those later stopes out, which essentially pushes your schedule forward, whatever time it takes you buggering around with that stope. So look, a lot of variables, drilling accuracy. So there could be deviation, there could be poor ground conditions, which means you weren't able to charge all the holes. When the drilling accuracy is poor, the blasting performance doesn't work at the end. So that's what causes the bridges, charge up errors. Look, there's a lot of variables. Sometimes the old rush need to get it on the deck. We've got to hit our targets, results in things like this. And the flow and effect is significant. So look, it's hard to infer what's actually happened, but they're the reasons. A lot of holes in the cheese probably lined up, and that ore stays there forever.
Mate, who would have thought mining was as simple as scrunching up paper?
There you go. I told you. We're just blowing up rocks. It's pretty bloody simple. So look, it happens everywhere. The whole goal of it is making it not to happen. I famously left a lot of copper in the ground at the DeGrussa copper mine for trying to be too aggressive. So if anyone wants to buy DeGrussa, there's a bit of copper. I'll tell you exactly where it is.
I think it was for sale, wasn't it?
It is for sale, yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Matty, some news.